Okay, so this is Shayla Kendall returning back to speak about differentiated instruction. So I'm just going to finish off the last few slides here. So delivering instruction primarily by lecturing. So when teachers give instruction primarily by lecturing, also known as traditional instruction, students' readiness levels, their interest levels, and also their learning profiles are neglected, which makes a boring classroom for students. If you don't know much about your students and their interest, what they like to do, how they learn, your teaching method is not going to be as effective as, or I'm sorry, not effective, but not as effective as a differentiated classroom method. So traditional instruction also is going to aim right down the middle, which is going to leave some students unchallenged and others are going to be bored. And then you have another percentage of your class that's lost and confused. So when I was in school, I was kind of one of those that was really lost and confused, because you would have teachers that would show you how to do it, and then you would have some that would just give it to you verbally, and I was one of those students that would be easily bored or lost or confused. But with differentiating instruction, it's more engaged. Okay, so when a teacher tries to teach something to the entire class, chances are 1/3 of the kids already know it, 1/3 of the kids already get it, and the remaining won't. So 2/3 of the children are wasting their time. That is a quote by Lillian Katz. And then lastly, so what you can do differently, so instead of delivering instruction primarily by lecturing, you can use student-centered instructional strategies. You can put students in small groups or pairs. You can use flexible grouping when students work on activities and assignments in class, meaning that teachers change grouping styles and accommodate student skills, their levels, and their interest. If you're just giving bonus points for classroom participation, so when it comes to differentiating instruction, teachers should not only give out bonus points if they relate to a current concept being assessed, such as a bonus question on a quiz, or they shouldn't give out any bonus points at all. And lastly, so if you're grouping students based on their performance on their tests previously from last year, so when you do that, when you group students based on their previous year's achievement test scores, they have no opportunity to get to know their interest levels or even explore their learning profiles. And by that I mean teachers. You don't present that opportunity to get to learn who your students are if you're grouping them based on how they performed on last year's scores. Your job is to provide an effective method of teaching, not based off of what they did in the previous years before. So basically, instead of using these scores to begin giving students instead of using the scores from previous years, you can use pre-assessments to get to know your students and help them understand their skill levels. And then you can also use formative assessments as a tool to improve and tweak their instruction as well. And that is actually going to be the end of my differentiated instruction video. It did cut me off in the last because I did exceed the time limit, so I do apologize for that. But that is my video of differentiated instruction by Shayla Kendall. Thank you.